Hey, I want to make one more video. Try to make it real short, but I don't know how that's gonna go. So let's talk about like how to maximize, I guess, your profit, you could say. I mean, let's talk about like running smart, kind of, and planning your fuel stops, planning your day out. Let's do that. So, I mean, if you're a company driver right now, and you're thinking about switching over here to the IC program, like try to like set yourself up right now. There's little things you can do right now that will help prepare you for becoming a lease operator, owner operator, whatever you want to call it, and being a business person, because you're a businessman now. So you got to think about all aspects, where you're spending money, how you're spending it, you know. So one main thing you're gonna do is your fuel. Fuel is pretty. That's a hefty chunk of all the stuff you pay out here. So now you can run areas and not spend that much fuel. On fuel. And I've been running in a couple of those areas the last couple of weeks. Now, when you run those areas, like, you're kind of busy. You got a lot more going on rather than one or two loads a day. So fuel, planning your fuel stops, like, when you put in the Qualcomm, like, you activate your load, it will show you, like, Schneider, your ICA or whatever. It, in the navigation, it sets up your fuel, your pickup and your drop off, and then somewhere in that list it'll like say, well, this is your best option to get fuel at. Not all the time. I don't really follow it too much. Because one, I don't fill up. It tells you to fill up all the time. It just says stop here, fill up. Now it does tell you, like, if this location has bulk DEF fluid, so that's pretty cool. Sometimes I'll stop at those places, but I don't fill up. The reason I don't fill up is, one, it's a lot more weight. I got 120 on the passenger side and 100 gallons on the driver's side. I talked to a guy, his name's Devon. He's one of my friends here in the IC program. He's got a Freightliner with 75 gallon tanks. So, I mean, he can basically fill up. I mean, he's not too much heavier rather than getting 100 gallons, He's about, he's almost full anyway, either way, so. But I normally get like 75 to 100 gallons. That gets me through a day or two or whatever, okay? So when you're filling up, when you're planning your fuel stops, though, you want to look at IFTA rates, because you're paying IFTA now. Now, Schneider takes care of it. You don't have to, log all your miles per state, how much you bought in that state, and this, that, and the other. Schneider actually takes care of that, which is pretty cool. It's kind of a load off your back. So, but it's smart to know what state you're running, which one has a higher which one has a higher IFTA rate. You know, like Michigan, their IFTA rate, I think, just went up. I could be wrong. It went up like 12 cents. It went up 12 cents. It's like 38 cents now. And then Indiana is 11 cents. And I think here in where I'm at right now is I looked it up earlier today before I got fuel. I think it's 32 cents, 32.5, I think is what it is. And then Pennsylvania is expensive as shit. That's a huge IFTA rate right there. But yeah, I mean, you could come. Let's say you go to Indiana, and you get fuel. Yeah, it's cheap, but then you're running in Illinois. You run up into Wisconsin. You go up into Michigan. So let's say you buy 100 gallons in Indiana. You know, that gives you, you know, $110. Or no, it gives you like $11 of, you know, credit to IFTA. Okay, so then let's say you run all that out while you're in Michigan. Okay, so now you're that 38 cents. That's $38 that you have to pay Michigan IFTA tax. So you have $11 credit, but you got to pay $38. So you lost, just in one day, you lost what, $27 in tax. Okay, now you could get that back if just before you drop into, you know, back into Indiana, you fill up in Michigan 100 gallons and you're running in Indiana, and you run all of that out in Indiana, so it'll balance out. So that's one way to do it. But the smarter way to do it is to check IFTA rates. Like I can get fuel in Michigan for, let's say you're getting fuel in Michigan for, what was it when I left? $2.49. No, it was $2.59 when I left. And then in Indiana, it was $2.45.9. You know, let's say, because I dropped down and went over. So $2.45.9 in Indiana. Take 11 cents off of that. Okay, so then that gives you $2.33 or $2.34.9. Okay, so then you take $2.59.9 from Michigan. Take 38 cents off of that. That's 30. Take 8. So you're looking at 21 cents. So $2.21 per gallon up in Michigan after tax. You're paying the tax up front right now. But take that off. Where did you really get cheaper fuel? You know, you got it cheaper in the long run up here in Michigan. Now, another way to do it, you know, I use Trucker Path to plan out fuel. So let's say I'm running all my loads in one area, you know, in one state. Let's say I'm in one state all day, or let's say I'm in two states that are relatively close in IFTA. So what I do is I get on that and I plan. Okay, I look at how much, or I put in there this address to this address. Let's say I'm doing 3 loads. Okay, so I'll do 1, 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, you know. I'll just like plan out that and see where the cheapest fuel is along all the routes I'm running for the day. Okay, Now, if I don't get enough, let's say I don't have enough fuel to get to that cheap one, well, I'll stop somewhere. I'll try to stop somewhere and get, you know, an extra 25 gallons or something. You know, something to get me to that cheapest fuel in that, you know, in my routes for the day. And that's after taxes and all that other stuff. So, hey, you pay a little bit up front. Sometimes, sometimes you get lucky, and you know, it's kind of, you know, flat across the board. You find some places like that. But yeah, that's one way to do it, to kind of keep your profits in your pocket in the long run. You know, because like I said, Devon ended up paying, I think he said $70 some in IFTA, and I paid $20 this month. So I've heard of people paying hundreds of dollars. So it's a different ballgame now. So sorry, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus or anything, Devon. So don't hate me. When I call you tomorrow, I'm gonna tell you about this. But yeah, more ways to do it is, you know, a lot of people eat out of their trucks. You know, my wife goes grocery shopping every weekend when I come home, so it's kind of my alone time with my daughters too. So she'll go grocery shopping. I'll kind of chill out with the girls. So she gets me Gatorade, you know, all the stuff I eat throughout the week, and sometimes she gets it like in bulk too. So like Gatorade, freaking jugs. I mean, not like jugs, but like packages, and all kinds of canned foods and stuff that I can warm up later on. I mean, there's other ways I've said in previous videos as far as maintenance and stuff. And I mean, if you want to maximize profit with this program, don't go home as much as I do. You know, you could stay out 2 weeks at a time and make really good money. Or, I mean, I make really good money, especially with being home every weekend, even if it's just for my 34. So, and that happens with me a lot too. I do go home every weekend, but a lot of times it's just for my 34, and then I have to take off because, you know, I took a high paying load, because that was the best. That was a really, really good load, and it got me back to the area I want to run in. So, yeah, that's it for that. So, apologize for this being a 14-minute video. I try to keep my videos short. But, all right, thanks for watching, though.